In this lesson, we will learn how you can properly select models for your task in Cursor, and also how to run multiple models in parallel, compare the results, and select the best one, and then use it. When you click on Model Selector, you'll see a couple of options here, but also you can see a number of models available for you to use. And you can click Add Models, and you can select more models if needed, and you can even add custom models, etc. So how do you select the model? First thing you need to understand, models are always changing. There's a new model every month, which is better than all previous models, and people start using it, and it's really better. And sometimes some model becomes available, and it is just much faster than previous models. You can go to cursor.com/doc/models to see the list of all available models. You can see all the available models in Cursor, you can see their context, and you can also see their capabilities. So let's look at those. For example, the latest model from Anthropic called Claude 4.5 Sonnet, by default, it has context 200,000 tokens, which is quite large. If you use max mode in Cursor, it will extend its context to 1 million. It's off by default, this max mode. Turned on, it allows you to utilize bigger context or include more files into the context. And obviously it will be slower and more expensive for you to use it. In capabilities, you can see what you can do with this model. For example, this one, it has tools. So it means that tools like web search, web fetch, can be done with this model. It also has thinking mode, which allows model to think about the task, maybe plan a little bit, which usually a good thing to have for complex tasks. It also supports image input. So as we learned in the previous lesson, we can just upload an image, a screenshot of something, and this is very useful in many cases. Another good recent model is GPT-5 Codex. It has a slightly larger context, and it also has all these capabilities. It usually has like similar comparable results to Sonnet. They all have different styles of output, and you can select which you prefer more, but this is also a quite reasonable model. And the third model I quite like is Composer 1, which is a recent model developed by Cursor. Composer 1 is model that is slightly worse than Best Frontier. Best Frontier is just Sonnet 4.5 and GPT-5 Codex, which I just showed you. So it's slightly worse, but as you can see, it's way faster than them. So if you need to solve some like simple task and you need to do it faster, you don't want to wait for a few minutes for an agent to do his job, Composer is reasonably good in these cases. Going back to our agent, you can select these models here. If you don't see any model you want, you click Add Models, and then you can just turn on the model you want. For example, for Codex, by default, you have like medium model, but there is also fast model and high model and high fast model, and they all have different speed and different performance. So for example, high, it will usually have better results, but it's also more expensive. So you'll spend your usage way faster. Here you can see that you can activate max mode, which allows you to use larger context for models. You can also use auto mode, which means that you let Cursor to select the model. I usually don't use this option because I just prefer to test different models and see which model performs better in which tasks, and also run the same prompt with multiple models, which we'll do in a bit.